Data from a recent poll showed that poor posture can make a person look as much as 15 years older than they actually are. Now, if your posture is not what you'd like it to be, you're going to love this video because we're about to go over 3 powerful exercises that you can use to improve your posture and take years off of your physical appearance. Let's get into this. The first exercise is a modified tabletop, and the only thing that you're going to need for this is a sturdy flat surface that you can place your hands on, and when you're first starting out, it's helpful if that surface is about hip height. Now, things that work well for this are like a heavy-duty table or a desk. You can also use the arm of a large couch, and in a pinch, you can use the seat of a chair, as long as you make sure that that chair back is up against the wall so that it doesn't squirt out on you when you lean on it. Once you've got that, you're going to stand with your back to the surface and you're going to externally rotate your shoulders. So you'll turn your palms facing forward just like this. So when you go to place your hands on top of the surface that you're using, your fingers should be pointing away from you. And that's actually really important so that you'll engage the right muscles when you go into this movement. From here, you're going to keep your abdominals and your butt muscles tight as you walk your feet about 2 to 3 feet out in front of you. I like to stay up on my heels here, just like that. It helps keep my back straight. And then from here, what you're going to do to kick this exercise off and engage the right muscles is you're going to push your palms into the table and you push your chest up to the ceiling as high as you can get it, getting as much extension or backward motion in that shoulder, poking your chest to the ceiling as high as you can. And then you're just going to hold that tense contraction in between your shoulder blades for 30 to 60 seconds continuously. Now, if you're doing this correctly, a couple of things are going to happen. Number one, your spine is going to stay straight with a nice, tall, upright posture all the way to the crown of your head the entire time. The second thing, you're going to feel a stretch across the front part of your shoulder and into your chest, maybe even into your biceps. And that's just a reminder to keep pushing that chest up to the ceiling and keep engaging those postural uprighting muscles. You're going to hold that squeeze for 30 to 60 seconds continuously. At the end of the time, keep the arms straight, slowly walk the hands back, and come back to an upright posture. The second exercise is what I call skydivers. Now, for this movement, you're going to be copying the position that skydivers go into when they exit the airplane, and they spread themselves out like this to try and generate as much wind resistance as possible. Now, because we're going to be prone or face down during this movement, your spinal erectors and your shoulder external rotators are going to be heavily involved in maintaining this position. And because we're going to keep our chest supported, the area that we're really focusing on here is from the neck up. So, I'm going to be demonstrating this on a ball, but I always start people off on a much more stable surface like a bed or a couch, and that's what I would recommend you start with. So, notice that just the upper portion of my chest is extended beyond the surface that I'm lying on. And then from here, I'm in a nice neutral spine. So you want to make sure that you're not hyperextending the neck. I like to stare at the floor to help maintain that neutral spine. And then you're going to squeeze your shoulder blades back behind you and maintain that. And when you're on a ball, you get some nice rotational movement involved in this, keeping the shoulders back. Now, some people can't get their shoulders into this position, so if you struggle with that, you can extend the arms back behind you like this, and that's a nice option. You can even keep them right by your sides and just push those fingertips up towards the ceiling. 30 to 60 seconds at a time. Slowly lower down and relax. The third exercise is the hip up and hold. This is a fantastic movement. It targets all the muscles of the lower portion of the posterior chain. These are the muscles responsible for maintaining a stable foundation for your spine and resisting the pull of gravity all day long. So maintaining strength in this region should be a priority for everyone, everywhere. The only thing that you're going to need for this is an exercise ball or a sturdy chair or couch that you can place your feet up on top of. Once you've got that and a comfortable surface to lie on, just go flat on your back and place your feet up on top of whatever you're using. From there, your arms are going to come out about 45 degrees off the sides of your body. Palms are down so that you can press into the floor, and then your head should be resting comfortably with your chin in a neutral position, which means no chin poking up to the ceiling. Back of the head should be in contact with the floor. If need be, you can put about a 1-inch bolster underneath the top of your head to drop that chin. But once you've got that position, what you're going to focus on here is squeezing your rear end just as tight as you can, and you should generate so much tension that it actually pushes your hips up off the ground. And what you're looking for here is a straight line from your chest all the way down to your shins. That's a strong indication that your spine is in a neutral position. From there, you're just going to squeeze and hold, focusing all of your attention on your butt muscles, just squeezing them together as much as you can, because the tendency here is to let your butt muscles relax and have your lower back take over, but that's not what we want at all. Glute muscles are the biggest, strongest, most powerful muscles in the body, and those are the muscles that you want doing all the work here. So focus your attention. Sometimes it helps to close your eyes and really think about your butt muscles and squeeze them as tight as you can, holding that tension for 30 to 60 seconds continuously, maintaining that straight line from your chest all the way down to your shins. At the end of 30 to 60 seconds, slowly lower yourself down to the floor and you're all done. Now, if you struggle with this, there's a very simple way to make this exercise easier, and that is to have more of your leg on the surface that you're lifting on. So kind of choke up on the ball. From this position, everything about the exercise is exactly the same. You're just supporting way less body weight. So that's an option if you're very weak in this region. And then as you get stronger, you would just inch that ball further and further away from you. Now, I can't stress strongly enough that the most important thing with all of these movements is using proper technique. So in the beginning, what you really need to focus on is getting your form perfect. Forget about that 30 to 60 seconds and just get your form right. Then slowly build up to the point where you can get 30 seconds. Then set a goal of being able to get 60 seconds with all 3 movements. Eventually, what you should work up to is the point where you can do 3 rounds of each of these 3 movements, holding for 60 seconds with perfect technique. Thanks so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and that you'll put the information to good use. Now, if you suffer from severe postural dysfunction, then you need to see the video that I did a while back on creating optimal posture, and I'll link to that here. And if you want your skin looking plump and wrinkle-free for a lifetime, then you need to see the video that I just did on the benefits of collagen supplementation. And I'll link to that one in the description down below. That's all for this week. Make sure that you hit that like button and that you subscribe to the channel so that you're updated when the next video comes out. See you then.